Paul Mooney, fuck the bullshit. You're checking out HipHopSlam.
Okay, I'm Billy Jam, do not give a damn, God damn it all to hell, and it's the man, I'm the man next to the man now. Paul Mooney, Mr. Paul Mooney, who just won himself an award, a real role model award. None of this, bullshit, say no to drugs, kind of Nancy Reagan crapola. We got kicked off the radio for playing curses, and we got kicked off the TV
Well, you know what, Nancy
for all these things. What did she say?
No, she said the kids say no to drugs, so there could be more drugs for her. She was a heroin addict, let's face it.
It's true.
Huh?
What about Clinton? What do you think of him?
I think he's a black man. But here's the real deal.
Okay.
The hip thing now in Beverly Hills and in New York, the rich white women, they're adopting these little black crack babies. That's their new fad. But me, myself, I took a heroin baby. Much easier to take care of. I go wherever I want. The baby sleeps all the time. It nods all the time. It's always nodding. I just go wherever I want to go. Cries every 6 months. It's very interesting. Go ahead.
Now, you've been doing this for a long time, getting no love from a lot of people, including Howard Stern. Is it true that he wouldn't have you on the show? Because that's what you say in the new album, Masterpiece.
Well, he said it on his own radio show. He said, I call him 50 times a day to get on the show. It's not true. But I did talk about him on my CD, and I loved every second of it.
So did he respond to that at all?
Oh, of course. He talked about it on his own show. Just gave me free PR. I loved it.
He didn't play any of the tape, though?
No, but he talked about it.
In terms of censorship, you can't really put a lot of that on the radio, and if they do a radio version, you think it just takes away from the whole thing?
It takes away, but we have real life. Yeah, it's like, people live in this illusion. I mean, you can't hide death because we all die. They can't have that. They don't hide that, do they?
No.
Yeah, just go to the graveyards. You'll see what I'm talking about.
So fuck the bullshit. That is your expression. You've made it your own, and that's why you got this award.
Fuck the bullshit. It's too late in the day. Let's all come real.
And on the new album, I think it's 5 or 6 times you say that. Did you know that? Were you aware of it?
I don't count them. It just happens, But I like those T-shirts. I like your whole idea.
You got one, right?
I've got one.
Are you going to wear it like in concert tonight?
Not in concert. No, I don't. No. Fuck the bullshit. No, I don't wear that in concert. I wear it around, when I'm kicking around. Like today, I would have worn it, but I just misplaced it.
Okay, now the new album is out, Masterpiece, and it's different.
Great.
It is great. It's really good. You go into a lot. Of course, you talk about OJ, and that whole thing keeps developing.
It's the whole thing. I mean, I wish I was still recording. I mean, it goes on and on. It's a never-ending story. Come on. I mean, it won't end.
Well, that's what you do.
They're doing an OJ movie tonight. I'll have new material. Can you believe that? They actually do movies, and we don't even know the ending? How could they do it?
Did you find, like, when you did that one, that was in Harlem, right? That was recorded. Yeah. And then the other one was at the Punchline in San Francisco. Right. And I went to a few of your shows, not the one that was the first album, Race, but some of the latter ones. Right. And it was more mixed crowd. I mean, do you find it's different, that your material takes a different direction?
Oh, yeah, when it's an all-black audience? Oh, my God, they're on the roof. I mean, they go off the wall. Yeah. They go absolutely nuts. The mixed audience, they get it too. They laugh too real hard, but not as hard. I mean, it turns into church when it's an all-black audience.
Well, one time I saw you, and you were capping so bad in this guy, he just had his head down and just headed out of there. You just couldn't deal with it because he unfortunately sat up front.
Well, he's a runner. Guy. He's a runner. You saw Logan's run. They have runners. Yeah, they'll run. That's too bad. So, you gotta be tough. You gotta stay. You gotta, can't budge.
You know what's funny too, and I think I heard this other comedian at the Def Comedy Jam bite your style, so to speak. He was talking about, this was last week, about Oprah, which is something you brought up on the album Masterpiece, and you said, and I couldn't believe it, a few weeks ago I was watching TV.
She broke down.
And she broke down. I just caught the end of it, and there she said, I did it too. I smoked crack. Yes, and it was exactly what you had predicted, right?
In the album. Well, a lot of things I say in my album come true. I said about OJ's bad knees last year. Way last year when I recorded my album, that he had bad knees. I said that he was a talker. That's what his wife just said when she talked to, I almost said Barbara Streisand, Barbara Walters.
Right.
So a lot of things I say come true.
You think that, like, finally people are going to...
I'm on wax, and that's what I like.
You do?
You said about, like, sound bites with music. They do comedy bites on me all the time. Black and white people. But I'm on wax now, and that's great. That's living proof that it's mine.
You know why? Because I've already started taking bits. Like, there's one bit on the new album where you go, I think it's coming up to the Hard Stern, but you go, this shit is deep, ain't it? And that's great for a sample, too. Yeah. Like, did you like when it was scratched in the fuck the bullshit part? Just sort of...
Yeah, I love all that. Anything that anyone does. Even, it's a form of flattery, because you take the apples from the tree, but sometimes you take too many apples, the tree will die.
But for the new, they're going to do a track. Unlike the first album with this, your record label are going to put a track behind it. Is that right?
Your guess is as good as mine. Is that what they told you?
Well, I know that you said about the first album that you made no money, and you said, what was it, a big fuck off to the bootleggers who made more than you did? Was that true, or was that the label, or what?
It's a label running game,
Okay.
You got to check their accounts in Sweden.
Okay. So you actually are from the Bay Area. right? You went to Berkeley High School, is that right?
That's what I tell everyone.
So what's
Not
the truth?
really. I'm from the 12th planet.
Okay.
It's an all-white planet from the sun.
Right.
It's in the behind the sun, and it took them 3,000 years to get here. That's the planet I'm from.
Okay.
Well, I was one of the lucky black people to have been brought there instead of Earth. So this whole thing of UFOs is why white people are trying to get back home. That's why they're always looking up. And black people are always looking down because they're looking for money. And white people are looking for their cousins and their aunts and their uncles.
And did you go?
Why am I telling you this? You know where you come from.
No, I
Fuck the bullshit.
I know. But what I want to know is,
You know how to drive your spaceship, the third finger. You know the whole thing. Anyway, go ahead.
no, we took that here. But what I want to know is what the hell lies ahead for the end of the 90s? I mean, you think things are going to get better, or worse, or more ridiculous?
No, Liza Minnelli. We're gonna all worship Liza Minnelli. No, I'm kidding. Things are going to get better because we're going to make them better. Because the Republicans are in. Aren't you scared?
Yeah, Rush Limbaugh. What do you think of him?
Oh, come on. The Ku Klux Klan can be on TV now without their hoods. I don't like any of it. I think they're all nuts.
In one short sentence, how would you sum up the shows like Top Cops, Rescue 911, and all of these, you know, sort of re-raw?
One word, I can say it. Stupid. The sentence, it's stupid.
That sums it up. That's it. Mr. Paul Mooney, the man who won the award.
New York undercover, Puerto Rican, black, hip. A poor man's Miami Vice. Miami Vice, at least their clothes were designers. These clothes people are wearing, they must have gotten from Woodworths. Or is it 5 and 10, or is it
10 and 5.
10 and 5, or Thrifties?
No, I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Have you been to the airport lately?
Just came from there.
You see the U.S.
Good music.
You see the U.S. Air new TV screens? Depart,
No.
Arrival, Odds. You haven't seen it?
No.
Yeah, it's very funny. Going to New York, 10 to 1. Going to Vegas, 5 to 1. Europe canceled. Palm Springs, check on that third mountain. No, I'm being vicious.
You going to stay here in L.A. for a while?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be here for the next 3 weeks. But thank you for this award. I mean.
Yeah, you're very
does this
welcome.
mean-
No,
does-
seriously.
Does this mean
you can keep
they
it?
love me?
Yeah, they do love you.
Do they?
They love you.
Oh.
Because you have set a philosophy
Read
to
that
live
for me.
by.
What does it say?
It says, HipHopSlam gives major props to comedian, social satirist Paul Mooney for being one of today's rare few entertainers brave enough to take a stand and call the bullshit for what it is. In his performances, he makes a point of uttering those infamous words, fuck the bullshit, with such a passion and conviction that he elevates them to a philosophy
See?
to live by.
See, Madonna, someone loves me.
Damn it. Okay, thanks a lot, Mr. Paul Mooney.
Okay, thank you.